Misconceptions!
I was brought up in the Anglican Church, as were my parents, so the Anglican tradition runs a long time in our family. My wife was also brought up in the Anglican Church, so it was natural to have an affiliation. But over the course of my working career, we traveled to different places and we went to different churches of other denominations. So we've been exposed to other traditions. But one of the pluses for us was the fact that the Anglican liturgy, the Anglican service, is structured and is similar, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in the United States, whether you're in England or in other churches of the Anglican Communion. So that has been one reason that we've continued in the context of the Anglican Church, because everywhere we've lived, and we've lived in many places, there has been Anglicanism available to us. I like the structure of the service in the Anglican Church. There's a well-defined liturgy, and it's based on a long tradition of focus on worship, on focus on Jesus. It's not a focus on the minister. It's not a focus on the sermon. It's not a focus on the priest. It's a focus on worship and gratitude and thanksgiving. The other thing I really appreciate about the Anglican service right now is with the Book of Alternative Services, there's a lot of freedom for different congregations to shape the service, to shape the words used in the same structure. But that variety brings forth different ways of thinking. And one of the things I really enjoy right now is diocesan-specific creed, which brings our own British Columbia heritage to the forefront. With respect to Anglicanism, many people have different views. Yes, the Anglican Church was created during the time of the Reformation, and Henry VIII and his disagreeable relationships with women probably precipitated much of the development of the Anglican Church. But good can come from bad, and the Anglican Church has evolved with a Catholic background, with Catholic type of liturgy, but it has kept up with the times. And although it's considered an old-style mainline church, its positions in the world of today are very modern, well-thought-out positions. I think the biggest misconception people might have in looking at the Anglican Church is to think that it was established a long time ago and hasn't evolved very much. If you listen to sermons that are online from the Archbishop of Canterbury, they're very provoking, very thoughtful, and very in tune with the world that we live in today. I believe as well that the Anglican Church is very in tune with science and new discoveries, and that is a misconception that a lot of people have. When we moved to Abbotsford, we decided we would shop for a church, and we weren't committed necessarily to going to the Anglican Church. We would have felt comfortable with a number of other denominations. We came to St. Matthew's and immediately felt at home. So what's drawn us to the Anglican Church here in Abbotsford was specifically the comfort that we felt in attending St. Matthew's Church. But before doing that, I did research online to look at the thoughts and perspectives of the Diocese of New Westminster on issues of the day. There have been discussion of Aboriginal issues, of the heritage of the church and the legacy of misdeeds that have been done in the past. And I wanted to reflect on the positions the Anglican Church has taken with respect to this, with regard to gay rights and activities. And I thought that the presentation by the Diocese of New Westminster in its website was something that I was extremely comfortable with. And this was also cross-referenced in the website of St. Matthew's Anglican Church. So that was part of the context with which I wanted to visit St. Matthew's And once I came here, I felt very comfortable, and our search was over very quickly. I think it's important to question why you want to go to church. Going to church is Christian worship. Church can get in the way of worship for some people. It can enhance worship for some people. And it's important to go in with an open mind, but to also know what you're looking for or have an idea of what you're looking for. There is so much available online now in terms of views, perspectives of the Anglican Church. It's a world denomination. It's a national denomination. It's a diocesan denomination representing the area, and it's also a parish activity. And if you look at the positions the church takes through that spectrum, it will give you an idea of what to anticipate when you come. But when you come, you're coming to church for a reason. You're coming to worship. You're coming to reflect. You're coming to confess. There are many reasons that you come to church. If you have an anticipation of what to expect, then that's what you should be realizing. But you also have to have an open mind. And you have to be open to structure. You have to be open to the community that you're entering. It's very important to recognize that every church, every parish has its own community, has its own culture, and it's important to feel part of that. The welcoming that you get is very significant. We have been turned off churches many times by the fact that we felt an outsider. We'd try a second time, still felt an outsider. We'd try a third time. If we still felt an outsider after 3 visits, well, rightly or wrongly, we would move on. You have to be in an environment where you feel that you can worship, where you can listen, and where you can be heard. I believe very strongly that if you come to church, you come to church because you want to come to church. You shouldn't come to church out of a sense of obligation. I have to come to church because. You come to church for fellowship. You come to church for communion with God. You come to church because you have something that you want to reflect on. It is essential that you don't look upon church as a chore. Yeah, there are times you might not want to come, and I feel quite comfortable saying, well, I'm not going to come on such and such a day. My mind isn't there. But I think it's important to maintain a continuity once you decide you want to come to church, because it keeps you in touch with other people of like mind. It keeps you in touch with God. It keeps you in touch with the cycles of your life. It keeps you in touch with God when things are going well and when things are going poorly.